only know that those who serve you purely speak eternally of your mercy. Lord Brahma, the most intelligent being in the universe, steals the cows and cowherd boy. Bewildered by your position, he finally understands how your mystic potency is far beyond his. He later finds out that not only is he less important than he thought, but that there are millions of Lord Brahmas who are more intelligent than he. Although you appear as an insignificant cowherd boy, Rama himself recognizes you as the Parameshvara, the Supreme Controller, whose body is Satchit Ananda Vigraha, completely full of eternality, knowledge, and bliss. My Lord, if even Brahma cannot understand you, what hope is there for a fool like myself? My dear Lord, your servant Yamaraj is one of your Mahajans. He works hard in your service, but is so eager to know more of you and get more of your association that he takes birth as Vidura. If such great souls are so eager for your darshan, what hope is there for me? Lord Shiva has millions of followers whom he benedicts. His followers try hard to win his favor. However, although he can bestow all types of boons, he is found eternally fixed in meditation on your lotus feet, with the single-mindedness of acquiring more knowledge and more association of you. What hope is there for me, as I know nothing of your greatness? I only know that those who serve you purely speak eternally of your mercy. Narada Muni travels all over the material and spiritual universes, announcing your arrival and making arrangements according to your desires. He represents you so nicely, being full of information about you. In his humility, he admits he is nothing but a menial servant that knows very little of his worshipful master. My dear Lord Shyam, what hope is there for me? My dear Lord, Tirtha Goswami, who was asked to speak to all the sages at Namasiranya, spoke before yogis, rishis, and even Mahabhagavatas. He spoke in such a way that all in attendance were enlightened. However, the same Tirtha Goswami, if congratulated on his great knowledge, would simply disappear, avoiding the flattery while thinking, how ridiculous! What do I know of the Lord, his message, and his devotees? After all, I only spoke on the small vision that Krishna saw fit to bestow upon me. What hope is there for such a fool as I, that knows nothing of your greatness, dear Lord? Your own parents, Nanda Maharaj and Yasoda, residents of Vrindavan, are associating with you every day without the slightest knowledge of who you really are. I can thus appreciate that I am a dull fool, full of false ego and hellish pride. Why do I think that I should, or even could, have some level of serious understanding of you, when even Ananta Sesh, with his unlimited mouths, cannot fully speak of your glories? So today, I place my case before you, asking that you forgive such audacity. My position is to serve those who serve you purely, for it is from their lips that the nectar of your pastimes fall. I give my life to serve those that serve you purely. They are truly in knowledge and are the receivers and distributors of your mercy. Without proper service to these great devotees, my life is a failure.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasai Bhutale. Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Namaste Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada Shritarmane Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Tirtha Tina. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasai Bhutale. Srimati Bhakti Danta Swami Namaste Saraswati. Gauravani Prachare Jari Visesa Sanyavadi Pastatya Ade Satari. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Padati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahaganasa Sakana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Sri Sakantam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopi Sagopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurang Dhira Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanaswati Devi Pramami Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuyevacha Patitanam Pavebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, the devotees, we are very happy to be with all of you this afternoon.
Hare Krishna, queridos devotos, estoy muy feliz de estar con todos ustedes esta tarde.
So we are looking at meditation 26. How can I understand the Lord?
Estamos viendo la meditación número 26. ¿Cómo puedo yo entender al Señor?
Yes, so Gurudev is teaching the mentality we should have in approaching the Supreme Lord.
Entonces aquí Gurudeva nos está enseñando cuál es la mentalidad que debemos mantener al acercarnos al Señor.
Lord Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita 4.9 that like Gurudev said here, mystery of your transcendental appearance and disappearing would not take birth again. One who knows the mystery of your transcendental appearance and disappearance will not take birth again in this material world, but will attain Krishna.
Entonces Krishna dice en el capítulo 4, verso 9, que aquellos que conocen el misterio de tu trascendental aparición y desaparición no volverán a nacer en este mundo material.
So Gurudev explained here that we don't know anything about Krishna, and it is not possible for anyone to know something about Krishna. But by the association of pure devotees who have the knowledge of Krishna, then they can help us to understand Krishna.
Entonces, Gurudev está diciendo aquí, nos está enseñando de que no podemos saber nada acerca de Krishna. Nadie puede saber nada. Pero si tenemos la asociación de los devotos, entonces luego podremos conocer un poquito acerca de Krishna.
Pure devotees of Lord Krishna, they don't have anything. They don't have anything to speak on. They don't have anything to do. They don't have anything to see. They don't have anything to hear. They simply have only one thing to do: to speak about Krishna, to hear about Krishna, to see Krishna. Everything about Krishna is their business.
Entonces los devotos puros no tienen nada que leer, no tienen nada que escuchar, no tienen de qué hablar, no tienen de qué hacer. Ellos solamente están interesados en una cosa. Ellos escuchan acerca de Krishna, hablan acerca de Krishna, hacen servicio para Krishna. Solo una cosa tienen y es Krishna.
I was just listening to His Holiness Govardhana Maharaj. Yesterday he was speaking. But one devotee, Premi Bhakta, his name is Nrsimha Mehta.
Entonces ayer estaba escuchando una clase de su santidad BDDSwami y él estaba hablando de un Prema Bhakti, y su nombre era Nrsimha
Mehta.
Nrsimha Mehta.
He doesn't speak of anything, only Krishna, both day and night.
Él no hablaba nada más que acerca de Krishna día y noche.
So Gurudev, you mentioned here, I only know that those who serve you purely speak eternally of your mercy.
Y aquí Maharaj está diciendo de que solo sé que los que te sirven puramente hablan eternamente de tu misericordia.
That is the duty of Krishna's devotees. They only speak about Krishna.
Ese es el deber de los devotos de Krishna. Hablan acerca y únicamente de Krishna.
To understand Krishna, we have to associate with them and serve them.
Para entender a Krishna tenemos que escuchar de ellos y servirles.
Lord Sahib said that in Bhagavatam, Mahat Sevam Varam Mahu Vibhuktis. The gate of liberation, the gate that will lead us to liberation, to take us to Krishna, is by rendering service to Mahatma, the pure devotees of Krishna.
Entonces la puerta para la liberación, la puerta para lograr la liberación está en servir a los Mahabhagatas, a los devotos puros del Señor Krishna.
So to understand all Krishna, to serve Krishna purely, we have to associate with devotees who are purely serving Lord Krishna.
Para entender a Krishna, para servir a Krishna de forma pura, tenemos que asociarnos con aquellos devotos puros que sirven a Krishna de forma pura.
Otherwise, it's not possible to understand Krishna.
De otra manera, no es posible entender a Krishna.
The Gurudev gave example of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma, the most intelligent being in the whole universe, still the cows and the cowherd boys. But what happened? He got bewildered by the mystical display of Krishna, mystical opulence of Krishna, the potency of Krishna, bewildered of Brahma, and he became confused about his own mystic power.
Entonces aquí Maharaj está explicando cómo el ser más inteligente del universo, el señor Brahma, quien robó las vacas y a los pastorcillos de vacas en Vrindavan, se volvió desconcertado debido a la posición de Krishna, debido a la potencia mística del Señor, que estaba mucho más allá que la que el señor Brahma.
Before this time, Lord Brahma was thinking that he's very intelligent and he's very knowledgeable. He is very powerful. That was his thought.
Entonces, antes de que esto ocurriera, el señor Brahma pensaba que él era muy poderoso, que él era muy inteligente y que tenía mucho poder. Eso era su pensamiento.
But when Lord Brahma met with Krishna, Krishna was just playing the part of a small boy. A small boy, what will a small boy do? His childish activities. Krishna was doing his childish activities, and Lord Brahma became confused and realized that he cannot understand Lord Krishna.
Entonces, Krishna, el Señor, estaba realizando actividades de un pastorcillo, de una persona simple, de un niño, y esto confundió mucho a Brahma. Entonces Krishna demostró, él estaba simplemente jugando con el señor Brahma, y Brahma estaba muy confundido acerca de la posición de Krishna.
And Lord Brahma came to understand that although Krishna appears as an insignificant cowhead boy, Brahma himself recognizes Lord Krishna as a Parameshwara, the supreme controller, whose body is Satchidananda Vigraha, completely full of eternality, knowledge and bliss.
Entonces aquí continúa: aunque apareces como un insignificante pastorcillo de vacas, el propio Brahma te reconoce como Parameshwara, el controlador supremo, cuyo cuerpo es Satchidananda Vigraha, completamente lleno de eternidad, conocimiento y bienaventuranza.
So Lord Brahma was completely bewildered by Krishna's display of mystic potency.
Entonces el señor Brahma estaba completamente desconcertado por el poder místico que el señor Krishna estaba utilizando.
So if Lord Brahma, who is the highest person in the universe, cannot understand Krishna, and he is bewildered by Krishna's display, just one thing, just a small thing about Krishna, Lord Brahma was bewildered. What about us who are thousands and thousands of times less than Brahma? What can we understand about Krishna?
Entonces, si el señor Brahma, que es la persona más inteligente del universo, no conoce a Krishna y estaba desconcertado acerca de la posición de Krishna con un pequeño insignificante juego que el Señor estaba realizando con él, ¿qué podemos esperar de nosotros que somos miles y miles y miles de veces más insignificantes que el Señor Brahma?
But that is not to say that no one can understand Krishna. We can understand Krishna through his pure devotees.
Pero eso no significa de que no podemos entender al Señor Krishna. Podemos entender al Señor Krishna a través de sus devotos puros.
But we should be fully convinced that on our own, it is not possible to understand Lord Krishna, as Brahma is defeated. So there's no hope for us, except we take shelter of Krishna's pure devotees.
Entonces debemos entender que no es posible por nuestra propia cuenta entender al Señor, así como el Señor Brahma no pudo realizarlo. Entonces debemos entender que es solamente posible si nos rendimos y servimos a un devoto puro de Krishna.
Then we look at also a great personality, a Mahajan like Yamaraj, who is omniscient. Yeah, Yamaraj has the potency of omniscience.
Entonces aquí tenemos un gran Mahajan como es el señor Yamaraj. Él es he's omniscient. Gurudev, you said?
Yes, he is. He has the power. He has the power of omniscience.
Okay. Entonces el señor Yamaraj tiene el poder de ser omnisciente.
Otherwise, how does he know all living entities, and he is able to keep account of everyone, all species of life, and the material universes? Yamaraj knows everyone by name, by many birds, by many names, by many activities, everything in detail, without mistake. He's keeping all the record. How is he doing that? He's doing it because of the potency of omniscience.
Entonces el señor Yamaraj está en todo lugar, nada le es desconocido, ninguna entidad viviente puede escaparse de él. Él conoce a toda entidad viviente, los nombres y los subnombres que uno le puede dar a una persona o cualquier entidad y las cosas que uno hace, todo, absolutamente todo es conocido por el Señor 𝐻. Entonces él tiene el poder de ser omnisciente.
So even though he works so hard in Krishna service, he's so eager to know more about Krishna and to get more of Krishna's association that his take birth as Vidura.
El Señor 𝐻, que trabaja tan duro en tu servicio, pero a la vez está tan ansioso por saber más de ti y de obtener más de la asociación de Krishna, nace como Vidura.
So he's great. He's such a great personality. He feels that he doesn't know, and he's working very hard to understand the Krishna. What could be said about us who are thousands and thousands of times less than Yamaraj?
Entonces el Señor 𝐻, que trabaja tanto para el Señor y está tan entregado al servicio y que nace como una gran personalidad como lo es Vidura, y él dice que no sabe nada acerca del Señor. Entonces, ¿qué esperanza hay para alguien como nosotros, que somos miles y miles de veces más insignificantes que esa persona?
In other words, we are learning that we should have this understanding very, very deep in our consciousness, that it is not possible for us to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead without the help of His pure devotees.
Entonces, la enseñanza que se nos está dando aquí, lo que tenemos que tratar de comprender y de establecer bien claro en nuestra conciencia de que no podremos entender realmente nada si no nos rendimos a los pies de un devoto puro de Krishna.
So, Lord Brahma realized that, Yamaraj realized that, even greater than Yamaraj and Brahma is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has millions of followers. And all of them, they try very hard to win his favor. Even though they try to win the favor of Lord Shiva, they find out that Lord Shiva himself is very, very fixed in his meditation. Meditation on who? The lotus feet, Lord Krishna, with a mindedness. Why? To acquire more knowledge and more association of Lord Krishna.
Entonces, tenemos a esa gran personalidad que es Yamaraj, y por encima de él al señor Brahma. Y por encima tenemos al señor Shiva, que tiene millones de seguidores. Sus seguidores se esfuerzan por ganar el favor del Señor. Sin embargo, aunque el señor Shiva puede otorgar todo tipo de bendiciones, él mismo se encuentra eternamente fijo en la meditación de los pies de loto, con la superdeterminación de adquirir más conocimiento y más asociación con el Señor Krishna.
In other words, these great personalities are using their life to teach us the process of understanding Krishna.
Entonces, en realidad, estas personalidades están utilizando sus vidas para enseñarnos el proceso de cómo entender a Krishna.
The same way, Narada Muni, he travels the whole universe. Narada Muni traveled the whole universe, announcing the arrival of Krishna and making arrangements according to Krishna's desires.
Al igual que Narada Muni, él viaja por todos los universos materiales y espirituales, anunciando la llegada del Señor y haciendo arreglos de acuerdo a los deseos de Krishna.
Yet, Lord Narada Muni is working very hard, preaching about Krishna, speaking about Krishna, distributing Krishna everywhere. He knows very well that he is simply a menial servant of Krishna.
Y a pesar de que Narada Muni, él representa al Señor, él viaja, él canta y él habla acerca del Señor, en la humildad de Narada Muni, admite que no es más que un sirviente de su maestro y que sabe solo muy poco de él.
Narada Muni went to Dwarka when he handled Krishna married 16,108 queens. Narada Muni decided to go and see the fun. Let me go and see what is happening.
Entonces, cuando Krishna se estaba por casar con las 16,108 princesas, Narada Muni fue hasta Dwarka para ver qué es lo que estaba sucediendo allí.
So Narada Muni went to Rukmini Devi's palace.
Entonces Narada Muni fue al palacio de Rukmini Devi.
Krishna was very happy to receive him.
Y Krishna estaba muy feliz de recibirlo.
He left there and entered another palace. Lord Krishna woke up, oh, Narada, so nice you have come to visit us. So nice. Just as if Krishna had never seen him just a few minutes ago.
Y luego se fue hacia otro palacio y Krishna vino a recibirlo y estaba muy contento de recibirlo como si nunca lo hubiera visto, como si nunca lo hubiera recibido unos minutos antes.
Muni entered the third palace. Krishna did the same thing. Oh, Narada, such a great benediction to have a pure devotee like you in our house. Please have a seat. The Muni said, it's enough. It's enough.
Entonces, sorry, Guru.
Go ahead.
Entonces Narada Muni fue a un tercer palacio y de la misma manera que las dos veces anterior, Krishna estaba muy contento de recibirlo y le dijo, es una gran bendición que un devoto puro como tú haya venido hasta aquí, por favor, siéntate. Y entonces ahí Narada Muni dijo, ok, esto es suficiente, espera.
Narada Muni understood, I don't know you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Your power is too much.
Entonces Narada dijo, no puedo entenderte, quién realmente eres. Tu poder es demasiado para mí.
So Narada couldn't, Yamara could not, or Shiva could not, or Brahma could not. So what is the hope for us?
Entonces Narada no pudo, el señor Shiva no pudo, Yamaraj no pudo, el señor Brahma no pudo. Entonces, ¿qué esperanzas hay para nosotros?
Our hope is that we have the mercy of Krishna who worship Krishna purely and eternally.
Entonces, nuestra esperanza es de aquellos que adoran y que sirven al Señor eternamente y de forma pura.
Another devotee is Sutta Goswami himself, who was asked to speak to all the sages at Naimisharanya. And he spoke to great sages like great rishis, great yogis, great Mahatmas, even Mahabhagavad. He spoke in such a way that all in attendance were enlightened. But though he's such a powerful devotee, if congratulated on his great knowledge, Sutta Goswami will simply disappear. He will consider it flattering. He will be thinking, how ridiculous. What do I know about the Lord, his message and his devotees? I don't know anything. After all, I only spoke on the small vision that Krishna saw fit to bestow upon me. So, what hope is there for such a poor fool as I, who knows nothing of your greatness, my dear Lord?
Entonces, ¿qué hablar de Sutta Goswami, a quien se le pidió que hablara frente a todos los sabios en el bosque de Naimisharanya? Él habló ante yogis, rishis e incluso Mahabhagavatas. Habló de tal manera que todos quedaron iluminados. Sin embargo, el mismo Sutta Goswami, si se le felicitaba por su gran conocimiento, simplemente desaparecía, evitando los halagos. Y mientras pensaba, qué ridículo, qué sé yo del Señor, de su mensaje y de sus devotos. Después de todo, solo hablé sobre la pequeña visión que Krishna tuvo a bien otorgarme. ¿Qué esperanza hay para un pobre tonto como yo, que no sabe nada de tu grandeza, mi querido Señor?
Sutta Goswami feels that what I have spoken, it is just a speck, just a little bit of what my limited nature could take me. So Krishna just gave me this little. So it is nothing at all. So I shouldn't be proud about a knowledge of Krishna because I know nothing compared to who Krishna is.
Entonces Sutta Goswami, él describe que habló simplemente sobre lo que Krishna le ha dado para hablar de una forma muy pequeña, apenas un pequeño fragmento del ilimitado poder que tiene el Señor y de lo ilimitado que es Él. Entonces, Sutta Goswami no estaba orgulloso en absoluto de lo que sabía porque era completamente insignificante y solo por la misericordia de Krishna que había hablado de esa forma.
Maharaj Nanda, Yashoda, and Vrindavan, and all the Brajavasis, they are dealing with Krishna intimately every day, but still, Krishna covers them with Vatsalya Prema. They don't know anything about Krishna except that he is their son, their child, their friend, their lover.
Entonces los propios padres de Krishna, Nanda Maharaj y Yasoda, y todos los residentes de Vrindavan se asocian contigo cada día, todos los días, sin saber quién Krishna es realmente. Ellos son cubiertos por Vatsalya Prem, ellos son cubiertos por la forma de amor en una relación íntima con el Señor. Pero en realidad no comprenden de la grandeza del Señor, sino que simplemente ven a Krishna como su hijo, como su amigo, como su hermano, como su amante.
So we can thus appreciate that we are a dull fool, full of false ego and hellish pride. Why should I think that I should or even could have some level of serious understanding of you when even an antecessor with his own limited mouth cannot fully speak of your glories?
¿Qué puedo apreciar yo que soy un tonto, lleno de falso ego y orgullo infernal? ¿Por qué creo que debería o incluso podría tener algún nivel de comprensión seria de ti, cuando incluso Ananta Shesha, con sus bocas ilimitadas, no puede hablar completamente de tus glorias?
Therefore, today we are here to submit our case before the Supreme Lord, asking that the Lord forgive our audacity. Our position is to serve those who serve you purely, for it is from their lips that the nectar of their pastimes falls. We should give our life to save those that save you purely. They are truly in knowledge and as receivers and distributors of the mercy. Without proper service to these great devotees, our life is failure.
Así que hoy pongo mi caso ante ti, pidiéndole que perdones tal audacia. Mi posición es servir a aquellos que te sirven puramente, porque es de sus labios que cae el néctar de tus pasatiempos. Doy mi vida para servir a aquellos que te sirven puramente. Ellos están verdaderamente con conocimiento y son los receptores y distribuidores de tu misericordia. Sin servicio adecuado a estas grandes almas y devotos, nuestra vida es un fracaso.
Tirtha Swami explained in his Brihad Bhagavatamrita.
Sanatana Goswami explica en su Brihad Bhagavatamrita.
When Gopkumara was traveling everywhere, learning different lessons.
Cuando Gopa Kumara estaba viajando por todas las partes del universo,
seeing his intense desire to attain pure love of Godhead,
viendo su intenso deseo de obtener amor puro por Dios,
Srimati Radharani sent one of her associates to meet with the Gopkumar.
Srimati Radharani envió a uno de sus asociados para que se encuentre con Gopa Kumara.
And the Brahmana was speaking, revealing the truth, revealing the knowledge, revealing Krishna to the Gopkumara.
Entonces el Brahmana estaba descubriendo, estaba demostrando o instruyéndolo acerca de dándole el conocimiento a Gopa Kumara.
He said, what I have spoken to you now, it is very confidential. I do not know how to speak it, but the Lord forced it out from my mouth. The Lord forced it out from my mouth just for your own benefit.
Esto que te estoy hablando es muy confidencial y en realidad no sé cómo explicártelo, pero el Señor me está presionando, me está empujando. En realidad Él está haciendo que salga de mi boca, que las palabras salgan de mi boca para tu beneficio.
Your intense desire to get the Lord, to see the Lord, to serve the Lord, force what is inside my heart out for you.
Entonces, tu intenso deseo de ver al Señor, de escuchar al Señor, de sentir y de servir al Señor, hacen que de mi corazón salgan estas palabras para que puedas lograr eso.
The way to understand the Lord is to place ourselves at the lotus feet of those who serve Krishna purely, his pure devotees.
Entonces, la manera de lograr llegar al Señor es acercarse y rendirse a aquellas personas puras que sirven puramente al Señor.
And our strong, sincere desire to know the Lord, to serve the Lord, will make the Lord to speak to us.
Y en nuestro deseo sincero de conocer al Señor y de ver al Señor, va a ser y va a forzar que el Señor se contacte y que se manifieste para con nosotros.
By the association, everything necessary will be revealed to us.
Y por la asociación, todo lo que sea necesario será revelado a nosotros.
Like what happened to Gopkumara, it will also become our personal experience.
Entonces, como le sucedió a Gopa Kumara, se volverá nuestra experiencia personal.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Muchas gracias. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Thank you so much for the explanation on this meditation. Dear devotees, in case you have any questions or any comments, you can either type your question in the chat box or you may raise your virtual hand on Zoom. We have the first question from Pranahari Prabhu and the second from Sanjay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, happy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very nice actually. Maharaj, my question actually I want to ask last time, but now this is topic you bring it. So Maharaj, actually this is our situation also. We sometimes consider ourselves much bigger than the senior devotee in terms of we feel that we are more elevated, we have more knowledge. But looking at today's subject, which you have presented, it seems that we are nothing actually. So how do we, this false ego, this false understanding of that we are great, how do we remove from our mind? And what should we do that we associate with devotee all the time, that we get their blessing and knowledge?
Entonces, Prabhuji está preguntando que muchas veces nos creemos y sentimos que somos, que tenemos más conocimientos que los devotos mayores y las personas avanzadas y que sabemos más, pero escuchando la clase de hoy me estoy dando cuenta de que en realidad, ¿qué podemos saber? Entonces, ¿qué podemos hacer para remover este tipo de mentalidad y cómo ponerlo en práctica?
Everything we know comes from someone. Everything.
Todo lo que sabemos, todo lo que tenemos viene de alguien.
You read it in a book by someone, another devotee.
Si hemos leído algo en un libro, es debido a que alguien escribió ese libro.
Even those devotees writings, what you are reading, they have made, they gave it according to their understanding. Otherwise, it will have been very difficult for us to understand it, even if you read it directly.
True.
Incluso los devotos que escribieron, ellos han recibido y lo han hecho también de una manera fácil para que nosotros podamos comprenderlo.
So there is nothing which is coming from there is nothing.
Entonces no hay nada que viene de nosotros.
Just false ego.
Simplemente el falso ego.
Big illusion.
Una gran ilusión.
So our hearing should help us understand. No, Brahma did not say he knows. Sudra Goswami didn't say he knows. Yamada didn't say he knows. Even Lord Shiva didn't say he knows. Narada Muni, he said they don't know. Whatever they have given to us, it is just a fraction of Krishna. Then why? What is there making us to think that we know? What is that? Anything which makes us to think that that is false ego, not real ego. It is false ego. It has to be clearly understood. Only false ego.
Debemos entender que es simplemente falso ego y no el verdadero ego, es simplemente el falso ego. Tenemos que entenderlo, porque las personalidades tan grandes como el señor Brahma, Yamaraj, Sutta Goswami, incluso el señor Shiva, ellos han declarado que no saben nada, que no saben absolutamente nada. Una simple fracción de conocimiento de la ilimitada personalidad que es Dios. Entonces, ¿qué podemos saber nosotros?
Does Lord Shiva have material anxieties? Lord Shiva, does he have material anxiety, material lamentation, material frustrations? No.
El señor Shiva tiene ansiedades, tiene frustraciones, tiene ansiedades en relación a lo material. No.
Narada Muni has bewilderment, material bewilderment, frustration, anxiety, lamentation? No.
Narada Muni se siente lamentado, tiene frustración, está materialmente ilusionado, no.
Sutta Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami, our six Goswamis, our Prabhupada, do they have material anxieties? No.
Sutta Goswami, Shukadev Goswami, los 6 Goswamis de Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada, ¿ellos tienen ansiedades en relación a lo material? No.
We have material anxieties? Yes.
¿Tenemos ansiedades materiales nosotros? Sí.
So what do we know? What do we know?
Entonces, ¿qué podemos saber? ¿Qué es lo que sabemos?
Es false ego. Only false ego.
Entonces, ese es el falso ego, simplemente el falso ego.
At any moment, you can be bewildered. Material bewilderment, not spiritual, material bewilderment. So how can such a person so bewildered claim to know? Know what? What? Nothing.
En cualquier momento podemos caer bajo la ilusión. Entonces, ¿qué podemos saber sobre la ilusión material? ¿Qué podemos saber? Nadie. ¿Qué podemos saber qué ansiedades estamos teniendo? Nada, no podemos saber nada.
In another prayer, Solness Bhattacharya Maharaj also talk about how can a sadhu be so miserable?
En otra de las meditaciones de su santidad Bhakti Tirtha Swami, él habla acerca de cómo un santo puede ser miserable.
You know the sadhu, that's all. You know the sadhu. The sadhu cannot be so miserable.
Entonces no es un sadhu no puede ser tan miserable.
So, my dear brother, we don't know anything. We don't know anything. Therefore, we should get it very clear in our hand that those who know cannot lament. Krishna said this about it. Those who are wise, those who are civilized, those who knows, they cannot be bewildered materially.
Entonces, aquellos que se lamentan simplemente es porque no saben nada. Krishna habla en el Bhagavad Gita de que no hay lamentación para aquel que tiene conocimiento. Entonces, no sabemos nada.
Nanu sochanti pandita. Nanu sochanti pandita. The pandita, those who know, will never lament material anxiety.
Los panditas que obtuvieron el conocimiento no se lamentan de las ansiedades materiales.
So is it clear?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Just Maharaj, one more question regarding today's this thing. Yeah, we say that by bhakti we can come to know Lord by this thing, Lord everything. But if you look at the other way, all the senior all these devotees, his name Lord Brahma or all these high elevated devotees, they mention that we don't know anything about the Lord. So how do we relate this actually?
Okay.
Prabhuji está hablando de que Krishna dice que tú me puedes conocer de esta manera. Sin embargo, con la meditación de hoy podemos entender de que hay grandes personalidades que están diciendo que no conocen absolutamente nada de Krishna. Entonces, ¿cómo podemos entender esto?
The understanding is that they are very humble because they know the supreme position of Krishna and they know our insignificant position.
Ellos en realidad están siendo humildes porque entienden cuál es su posición y cuál es la posición de Krishna y la relación que hay.
And those who actually knows Vidya Vina Sampanne Brahmana Gavi Hastini, those who actually know that, very, very, very humble, very humble. Those who know are very humble.
Aquellos que saben, ellos toman una postura humilde. Aquellos que realmente saben, ellos son humildes, son muy humildes.
So if there is pride, it means you don't know.
Entonces, si hay orgullo, significa que no sabes.
If we feel that we don't know and we depend on the mercy, that means we have the knowledge, which is coming from the bhakti we are practicing.
Si realmente entiendes que no sabes, entonces tú entiendes algo y ese entendimiento viene por la práctica del Bhakti.
So one who says that I know does not know anything.
Entonces, aquel que dice, yo sé, esa persona no entiende nada.
But because Sanatana Goswami said that even Krishna himself, he performed only limited pastime, but he forget all of them. He forget all of them, and he think that what he has done, he have not done anything again. Therefore, all his pastimes are repeatedly performed. Not only once, not only once. Krishna killed the Gasura, the Nukasura, all the Suras, not only once. Kaliya dancing, only singing. The Krishna repeated this thing many times, but he did as if it is not done before.
Entonces, Narada Muni está perplejo, está confundido. Sorry, Gurudev.
Sanatana Goswami.
Sanatana Goswami, sorry. Entonces, Sanatana Goswami, él está explicando de que Krishna incluso él olvida las cosas que hace. En los pasatiempos que realiza, Krishna cuando mata a todos los asuras que vienen a Brindavan, él no los mata una vez, sino que los mata una y otra vez, danzando en la cabeza de Kaliya, de Nukasura. Él realiza estos pasatiempos no solo una vez, sino varias veces.
So we don't know anything.
Entonces no sabemos nada.
When we know, we will understand that yes, I don't know anything because Krishna is unlimited. So what do I know about the unlimited?
Entonces, si aquellos que saben no entienden, no saben nada. Si uno dice que sabe, significa que no entendió nada, ¿no? Krishna es tan ilimitado y que es imposible conocer.
And when we feel that we don't know, that means we know something about Krishna.
Y si uno siente de que no entiende, de que no sabe nada, entonces esa persona sabe un poquito acerca de Krishna.
All right?
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for your time. Thanks.
The next question is from Sanjay Prabhu, then Renato Prabhu, and then we have a question from Rasalila Priyamataji. Sanjay Prabhuji, you can ask a question now.
Hare Krishna Ji Maharaj, please accept my obeisances.
Thank you.
I have one personal situation, and it relates to the topic which you have presented, is that we may see how some devotees, they want to understand more about Krishna, and they start dealing with in a public way. They also preach those topics, like confidential pastimes of Krishna, like the eightfold pastimes which are taking place in the spiritual dimension. And we see that Srila Prabhupada, he was very careful to approach those topics in a more public environment. And at the same time, there's different arguments that devotees at Prabhupada's times, they were not so mature, but still I feel it is very dangerous to deal in public with those topics. Like new bhaktas, they will become interested and they may become diverted from studying the basic philosophy which they need. So yeah, this is one impression which I have, and maybe you can enlighten me about, like, when we notice how those topics become presented in a more public environment, official environment, then how do we discriminate when is it appropriate and when is it not appropriate, and how should we situate ourselves for our own sake, and also how should we be disposed, I mean, I guess also towards those who present topics like this, and also towards those whom we feel that they are becoming interested in this, but it is not good for them. So I feel like there's a whole situation, and I would like to know how to think and act in this properly.
Okay.
Entonces Prabhu está describiendo una situación en la que cómo presentar ciertos tópicos confidenciales ante un público nuevo, quizás que no pueda realmente concebir la profundidad de las cosas que se están hablando, y de que sí es bueno presentarlo de esa manera, ya que quizás no sea tan beneficioso. Quizás estén interesados en el tema, o estén interesados en escuchar acerca de Krishna, pero son tópicos un poco delicados que pueden llegar a traer confusión.
If you remember, you see that Srila Prabhupada wrote Krishna book before and the Krishna book was being distributed before the many cantos were printed. Many cantos. But the 10th canto came out first, Krishna book, which contains all the esoteric items or activities of Krishna.
Si recordamos bien, Srila Prabhupada, uno de los primeros libros que él publicó fue el Krishna Book, el libro de Krishna, incluso antes, mucho antes que el primer canto del Srimad Bhagavatam.
And Nectar of Devotion was printed in 1970.
Sorry, Gurudev, 1970?
Yes, Nectar of Devotion.
Y el Néctar de la Devoción fue impreso en 1970.
And Prabhupada wanted that also in the university. In the university.
Y Prabhupada también distribuía esos libros en las universidades.
But Nectar of Devotion is very esoteric, very esoteric.
Pero el Néctar de la Devoción es un libro muy esotérico.
But Prabhupada wanted it in the public.
Pero Prabhupada lo distribuía en el público.
Yes, although these things are there, but we should be very, very careful how we present them to people.
A pesar de que estas cosas estén allí, debemos ser muy cautelosos de cómo los presentamos ante el público.
It is better to start from A, B, C, D.
Es mejor comenzar por el A, B, C, D.
Then it will, of course, even if you start with A, B, C, D, it will take us many years, even lifetimes, to go to come to the actual qualification to hear these things.
Incluso si damos o si estamos con el principio, el A, B, C, D, nos lleva muchos, pero muchos años, incluso hasta vidas, hasta poder realmente entender y llegar al nivel de los pasatiempos íntimos.
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, one evening he said, today I am going to speak about something intimate activities of Krishna. I know that all of you are not ready, but anyone in this moment who has spent 15 years should be able to ready to hear these things. But after 50 years, we have the qualification for most of us, no? For the proper, the practitioners, as well, they say 15 years, you should be ready to hear these things. But see, we don't have that qualification. Most of us don't have that.
Un día, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, al comienzo de una clase, dijo, hoy voy a hablar de algo muy confidencial, para lo cual ninguno de ustedes están preparados. A pesar de que cualquier persona en esta institución, luego de 15 años de estar aquí, de práctica, deberían estar preparados para escuchar estas cosas. Que hablar hay devotos en ISKCON que han estado más de 15 años y sin embargo no están preparados aún para hablar de estas cosas.
So, if you are going to follow ABCD still, we will still have a lot of difficulties to understand after so many years, after 50 years, we still have difficulties.
Incluso si seguimos el ABCD, luego de tantos años, aún tenemos dificultades. Entonces,
but in general, we should not speak these things in the public, in the school. We should not speak these things in the public like that, because they will be misunderstood. They will take it on the material platform. So it's better that we should not feed them with these things. Let it be done with devotees who can hear them. So you see, in nature devotion, Rupa Goswami specifically mentioned that he doesn't want to go into detail, but in Ujjvala Nilamali, he went into great details.
Entonces, estos tópicos generalmente no deberían ser hablados en el público debido a la inmadurez de la gente en general y que pueden llegar a, y que pueden, no, que la gran mayoría comprenderá los pasatiempos con una mentalidad materialista, y esto no es bueno. Lo mejor es hablar de estos tópicos con devotos maduros que estén capacitados para poder hablar y comprender de estos temas. Mismo Srila Rupa Goswami, en el Néctar de la Devoción, él trata de evitar de ir muy profundo en estos temas, pero luego en el libro Ujjvala Nilamani él habla de forma más profunda.
So in one word, we should be careful. We should look at our audience. We should be careful with what we are presenting to people, the caliber of people we are addressing. So we know what to give to them that will be beneficial, and the thing we should not give to them that will not be encouraging to them. That principle we should keep.
Entonces debemos mantener el principio de entender y de escanear a las personas que han venido a escucharnos para poder dar el mensaje adecuado y ver de qué manera, ver qué es lo más beneficioso para ellos en relación a la conciencia de Krishna, y no darles algo que sea que pueda perjudicar su conciencia de Krishna o su avance en conciencia de Krishna.
All right, does it make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
Gurudev, we have the next question from Renato Prabhuji. Would you like to ask a question now?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, reverências, muito agradecido por essa aula. Maharaj, minha pergunta é a seguinte: quando Krishna e Balarama entraram na arena para lutar com o Sika na arena de Kansa, as personalidades ali presentes reconheceram ele de maneira diferente. Essa diferença se deu pela diferente intensidade do desejo de conhecer Krishna ou pela pureza da devoção de cada personalidade?
Okay, so Prabhuji is asking, when Krishna and Balaram came to the battle arena in Mathura, everyone realized or saw Krishna in a different way. So this, the way that they saw Krishna was related on the knowledge that they have about Krishna, or on the way that they were serving, or the desire to serve Krishna. Prabhu, a pergunta era en relación ao conhecimento que tinham de Krishna e a contraste o desejo e a maneira em que eles serviam a Krishna.
Isso mesmo. Se o grau de conhecimento, de reconhecimento que eles tinham de Krishna, se tem mais relação com o desejo ou com a pureza da devoção.
Okay, so also it's the knowledge about Krishna. It is more related with the with the desire of serving Krishna, or the way we actually do the service.
Okay, thank you.
Gracias. Obrigado.
When Krishna Balaram came to the arena of Kamsa, many people saw him differently. It is according to their level of Krishna consciousness. It's according to their knowledge of Krishna consciousness.
Entonces, cuando Krishna y Balaram entraron en la arena de Kamsa, todas las personas presentes lo vieron de manera en relación al conocimiento de conciencia de Krishna que tenían esas personas.
And that is based on our desires, not by someone's desire. It is based on our own desires.
Y eso está sostenido en relación a nuestros deseos, no a los deseos de otros, sino hacia nuestros propios deseos.
So Krishna told us in Bhagavad Gita that he gives remembrance, he gives forgetfulness, he gives knowledge according to our desire.
Y Krishna en el Bhagavad Gita dice que él da el conocimiento, él da el recuerdo y él también da el olvido en relación a nuestro deseo.
Just like as you in a class, one subject is being treated, but all of us will understand it differently according to our level.
Así como en una clase hay un cierto tópico del que se habla, pero cada uno lo va a interpretar de manera diferente en relación a nuestras propias, nuestro propio conocimiento o experiencias.
So it is based on our interest, it's based on the level of our understanding.
Entonces se debe a nuestro interés, al nivel de nuestro conocimiento.
According to the quality of our bhakti, according to the quality of our relationship, the loving relationship we have with Krishna, we will know Krishna to that extent.
Entonces, depende de la calidad de nuestra conciencia de Krishna, la relación con Krishna.
It is not imposed by Krishna or anyone else. It is based on our own realization, our own level of purity.
Se debe a nuestra propia realización, a nuestro nivel de pureza. Esto no es impuesto por nadie, ni siquiera por Krishna.
All right?
Okay?
Obrigado, Maharaj. Obrigado, Prabhu Jagannath.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev, am I audible?
Yes.
Shri Gurudev, we have the next question from Her Grace Vasalila Priya Mataji. Mataji is saying, Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev, thank you so much for your wonderful lecture on the Beggar series. Maharaj, please, how can one develop an interest to hear about the glories of the Lord and associate with his devotees, which is the prerequisite for gaining a fragment of understanding the Lord, especially when there is no genuine or seriousness in developing an interest to do so? How can we help someone establish that interest? Thank you so much, Gurudev. Hare Krishna. Jagannath Prabhu, I'm also sending you the question.
Yeah, I'm having it here on the chat. ¿Cómo uno puede desarrollar un interés en escuchar acerca de las glorias del Señor y de asociarse con los devotos cuando cuál es el prerequisito para ganar un fragmento del entendimiento acerca del Señor? especialmente cuando no hay un interés serio y genuino para desarrollar estas cualidades. ¿Cómo podemos establecer o hacer que una persona se sienta interesada en esto?
The best way to do is to encourage the devotee to associate with other senior devotees.
Lo mejor que podemos, lo que mejor podemos decirle a esa persona es que trate de tomar interés en asociarse con otros devotos, especialmente devotos serios o más avanzados.
If one is fortunate to associate with devotees, even if we don't know the importance, association with devotees is very powerful. That association will influence you because you're going to hear something or see the sadhu speaking. We will get influenced, we will get blessed, and that will create our appetite to take to Krishna consciousness more seriously.
Entonces, a pesar de que uno no pueda entender la potencia o lo importante que es la asociación de los devotos, tratar de llegar a comunicarse y asociarse con devotos, porque a través de ellos quizás pueda escuchar algo que sea relevante o ver a la persona que está hablando y de esa manera obtener misericordia y bendiciones para poder tomar seriamente el proceso de conciencia de Krishna.
Can give the person prasadam.
Darle prasadam a esa persona.
And pray for the person.
Orar por esa persona.
With this, Krishna will certainly help the devotee to become interested.
Con esto, seguramente Krishna se va a volver interesado de poder ayudar a esa persona en su desarrollo.
So that's the potency of association.
Tal es la potencia de la asociación.
If you can have the chance to hear from devotees.
De poder oír a los devotos o acerca de los devotos.
You can take prasadam.
Tomar prasadam con ellos.
You can be prayed for.
Podemos orar por ellos.
So something will happen if you do that.
Y algo va a suceder si realizas eso.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Gurudev, today's last question is from Aditya Prabhu. Prabhuji is saying, Hare Krishna Srila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, it seems that great personalities are genuine confessor of something they feel in them lacking, even if they have all good qualities. So, Maharaj, how can one acquire this quality to be a genuine confessor of their inabilities?
Okay. Maharaj, pareciera que las grandes personalidades son genuinas en confesar de que hay algo, de que sienten de que hay algo en ellos que les falta, incluso si tienen todas las buenas cualidades. Entonces, ¿cómo uno puede adquirir esta cualidad de ser de confesarse genuinamente sobre las inhabilidades de uno? Hare Krishna?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Sorry.
Did you understand the question?
She's trying to understand how one can be humble and sincere in saying some flaw, some that he lacks about something when in reality he has all the good qualities. that's why I understood from the question. It seems like these great personalities that they are great with all that they know and all that they do, but still they are confessing that they are not able to know. So it's when you hear about these great personalities, you feel that they are being genuinely saying this, but she's mentioning that maybe in other levels, when someone is trying to say that the same thing, it does not seem so humble or so true in the way they say it.
Okay, thank you. Pure devotees, they are naturally very humble.
Los devotos puros son naturalmente muy humildes.
When they said, we don't have knowledge about Krishna, they really mean that. They really feel like that, not flattering. They really feel like that.
Cuando dicen, yo no tengo conocimiento de Krishna, no están tratando de halagar a alguien o realmente sienten lo que están diciendo.
Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, anyone who mentions my name will become sinful.
Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami dice que cualquiera que mencione mi nombre es un pecador.
Raghunath Bhatt Goswami says, don't mention my name because my name is inauspicious. Don't mention my name. Don't spoil this by putting my name. Don't mention my name inside.
Gopal Bhatta Goswami dice, por favor, no menciones mi nombre en el Chaitanya Charitamrita. No hagas de este trabajo, no maldigas o no perjudiques tu trabajo.
It's not pretension. They really feel like that.
No, ellos no están pretendiendo, ellos realmente están sintiendo eso.
And that is the quality of the pure devotees. That is a sign that they are pure devotees. They don't pretend. What they do, what they say, it is exactly what they are.
Esa es la cualidad y la potencia de un devoto puro. Ellos no pretenden, ellos lo que sienten y dicen es lo mismo.
And they are genuine possessors of these qualities. They genuinely have these qualities.
Y ellos genuinamente tienen estas cualidades.
So they are the professors for these qualities.
Entonces ellos son los profesores de estas cualidades.
And we can get from them by associating with them.
Y podemos obtener estas cualidades de ellos si nos asociamos con ellos.
Association is complete when it goes with service.
La asociación es completa cuando es acompañada de servicio.
All right, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Srila Gurudev, there were just these many questions from the chat box and from the live attendees. We thank you very much for joining with us today for this session, and we wish to continue hearing from you and also applying these teachings in our lives. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev. His Holiness Bhakti Damodara Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.